You got to do the. You start.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It was a minor key.
Yeah, it was. I think that means it was my fault. That he gets it.
You know what?
I don't get it.
You're right.
It was a sunny day anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Please put your hands together, but don't really, for Super Smush Brothers. Welcome to Super Smush Brothers, a podcast within a podcast, except today it's just this and not really more podcast.
We're short on time, so today you're just getting Super Smush Brothers.
So I hope you liked it the
Yeah,
first time, because
We haven't really tested it, but hope it went well. We'll find out with just this podcast.
this will be a good test, because this episode will literally be called like 28.5 Super Smush Brothers.
Yeah.
So, I need my document. Hold on.
That's 2.5s like within a week.
And I'm on soon.
To be fair, nobody introduced themselves.
Yeah.
All
She
right.
did what you did. Sometimes no one introduces yourself and you're like, and I'm Lightning. I'm
Well,
like,
yeah.
well,
No, you wanted. There's a reason we're dating each other. You wanted
Yeah.
people to know that you're there.
all right. Pauline has requested that we play the minigame where we guess which fighters are
Yes.
up based on
And
the
by
slot
we-
number.
She means you two.
She means her, yeah.
Yes, because I enjoy this.
So, round 7, or G, because I didn't use numbers, I used letters. All right. We've got 39 versus 57.
39 versus 57.
She'll probably get him.
So, we're talking Brawl character and Wii U character.
You said what were the numbers again?
39, 57.
Lucas
Okay.
and Bayonetta.
No,
Okay.
it's King DDD versus Shulk.
Oh wow.
So,
Um.
bless you. King DDD, giant penguin with a hammer.
Yeah.
Shulk, small Australian boy who sort of has the ability to see in the future.
That kind of makes it hard because if technically King Dedede would win that because like he has the hammer, Shulk only has like the blade. And like if it's smushing the skull, then the hammer
True.
obviously wins.
Who's faster though?
No,
Because if he has
because
foresight,
Shulk is definitely
That was
faster,
what- That's what
yeah.
I was gonna say.
if he has foresight, then I think he could definitely outwit and outrun DDD.
'Cause
Yeah, DDD is pretty dumb,
Dedede's
canonically.
a pretty idiot.
Sorry,
right?
we never explained what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
This is Super Smush Brothers. We're gonna talk about characters from Super Smash Brothers, and we're gonna see who would win in a fight if the object was to smush the other one's head until it exploded.
Like Game of Thrones mountain
Yes.
style.
Yes,
There we go.
exactly. But
So
with happy Nintendo characters.
Yeah,
Sometimes Sega.
I think Shulk would win this would win
yeah,
the round then
I agree.
because DDD is kind of stupid and like with Shulk's foresight, I think DDD would have a pretty hard time smushing.
and
him.
he has a sword.
Yeah, he has a pretty big sword.
I say sword counts. The object
Well,
to
if-
me, the
yeah.
object is to destroy the skull
Yeah.
in
Mm.
any
And
way.
if you're gonna go like say like he slices it Kill Bill style, then
Yeah.
technically he would win.
Yeah.
Here's the thing too. He does one stab through the head,
Mhm.
and that kills DDD.
And then he
Then
just
he could just keep
yeah.
Yeah,
just keep going till it's broken. Because that's the thing is the object is to crush the skull,
Yeah.
and
Doesn't matter how you get there.
right doesn't matter how
Yeah.
you get there at all.
All right. We're doing 2 rounds today, by the way, so we're going to do 12 matches. So next we have 12 versus 21, which is interesting because they're reversed
Yeah, yeah.
numbers.
So it would be melee characters.
Nope. The first 21 is melee and 12 is the first one.
Oh God.
There's exactly 12 characters in the first game.
Wow. I'm just trying to picture what the ultimate one looks like the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Well, the ultimate one's confusing because the top row would be everyone from the first Smash Brothers, except Dark Samus is up there because she's
Right,
next to Samus.
Right. Pichu
Okay.
and Ganondorf.
Neither one of those characters are in the first Smash Brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
we
trying to
got-
get the okay.
No, you're good.
I was trying to get the melee one.
Oh, yeah.
My guess for 12 is Captain Falcon.
It is Jigglypuff
Oh.
versus Marth from
Oh.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, huh. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah?
Marth has a sword.
But here's the issue. Jigglypuff's whole thing is skull,
Yeah.
basically. And
like
also,
Jigglypuff's entire body is a skull.
Jigglypuff is like the balloon Pokemon. He's
Yeah.
very like buoyant. But at
Forget
the same
about
time,
that. Anybody who gets close to Jigglypuff falls asleep.
Because
Right.
only-
If Jigglypuff
only
so
when she
wishes.
sings, Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean,
Here's my thought. I'm not saying either way.
Mm.
I'm just the first scenario that pops into my head. Marth runs at Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff makes him fall asleep. Gets pissed he falls asleep and then stomps on his head until it's crushed.
no, but would Jigglypuff have the ability to actually crush his skull? Because
Eventually.
it's the balloon type Pokemon. Like, I
Well,
don't
yeah,
think
is Jigglypuff
I don't think Jigglypuff would have like the
weight?
the weight to actually crush his skull.
Are final smashes allowed?
We need
Oh.
to make that rule. Is it
Yeah.
or isn't it?
Is it
Okay.
It's gonna matter eventually.
Yeah. So let's decide right now. Should final smashes be allowed or not? He's going to flip a coin. Heads, they're allowed.
Tails? They're not.
And for the record, everybody listening, the outcome of this does not, I repeat, does not make a difference in future Super Smush Bro tournaments.
Correct.
Tails.
Tails. Okay, so no final smashes. So I think Jigglypuff loses just based on the fact that it's not strong enough to
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
dang
I like
thing.
to picture it. So Jigglypuff puts him to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And starts stomping on his head, which nothing happens, and forgets about singing for a minute. He wakes up, sword
Oh God.
skewers Jigglypuff, and then does whatever he wants.
and does whatever it.
What a wonderful
Will do.
image for our viewers,
Yeah.
for listeners.
Hold on, I need a pen. Oh, I found one. That was easy. Keeping track because I can't do it on here. All right. Next up.
Yeah.
Next up, we have 23 versus 29. So a melee and a brawl.
Melee and brawl. Oh God. Okay.
So the tail end of melee and the beginning end of the front end of brawl.
I'm going to assume that the appearance of the characters in, like, for example, in like what's it called? Final
Brawl.
Destination? No, that's not it.
Oh,
What's the
oh.
story mode again in Brawl called?
Oh, subspace emissary.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that the appearance of that will help me.
It won't.
Okay. So tail end of melee and beginning of brawl, right?
Yes. The here's a little hint, a little helping hint. The Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster is divided up into how they were announced. So like literally the melee ones are how you would unlock them, or how they're listed.
Oh,
But the brawl ones, since it was like newer, it was like as they were announced for the game. That's when they get added to the Super
okay.
Smash Brothers roster.
okay. Pit
Okay,
and
that's a good guess.
Pichu.
That would be Ganondorf versus Zero Suit Samus.
Oh, okay.
Pit was a really good guess, though. Pit was the first one they announced
Okay.
for that one.
All right.
So-
Oh God.
the issue we run into with Zero Suit Samus,
Yeah.
as we did when we were doing this at your job when you were probably should have been working,
Don't worry about it. It's neither here nor there.
is it's just a suit. Oh
Yeah,
no! Whoa! Sorry,
No,
I'm thinking
Zero
Dark
Suit Samus.
Dark Samus. No, Zero
Suit Samus, the
sorry,
Naked
sorry,
one.
sorry. Literally the opposite of what I just said.
Yeah.
So
So
here's
the
the
Lord
issue.
the Lord of Darkness versus a fit blonde woman who does have a gun.
No, but so here's the thing. If it's like ranged, Zero Suit Samus would win because she has the gun.
Mm.
Ganondorf only has a sword. Close range, it would be Ganondorf because he literally has the Triforce of Power.
Mm.
She doesn't have like any like helmet or protection. He gets close enough with his giant sword, he wins.
Yeah, I think
Can Ganondorf teleport at all?
not in Smash Brothers,
True.
which means he can't in our game.
Right.
I think just based off the nature of Super Smash Brothers, you got to get in close. So I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Ganondorf's going to win this one every single time.
Right.
Because she might be quicker, but he's way more powerful.
He is.
But gun.
Yeah.
Headshot.
The gun does... So if we're talking Smash Brothers rules, the gun does stun you for like a second, but it is a short range gun. So that is something to think about.
Yeah. Does the Ganondorf sword have enough reach to actually like?
Beat the gun.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So I think like if we're talking like weapons, well, okay. I don't want to like outright like say like Ganondorf loses just because of the weapons, just because like Lord of Darkness, he has the Triforce of Power, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And we agreed no final smashes, right?
No final smashes. Final smashes.
What are you thinking, Chris? I want to
Yeah.
give it to Ganondorf. I think Pauline's leaning towards Zero Suit.
I guess gun isn't as big of a deal. Like if we're going with Smash Brothers rule, I'm thinking one shot with the gun, he's out, and then she does whatever and wins.
But,
But
he's
if
only
we're
out.
counting-
He's only out for like a second.
But
Well, that's what I'm
and
saying.
also
I meant
technically that's
dead,
not
but-
smushing.
Oh. What'd you say?
Also,
Sorry.
technically that's not smushing the skull.
No,
it's
but-
just piercing it.
Here's the thing, though. The thought is
If your opponent dies, you don't win. You still have to smush their head.
right. You don't
Oh,
win just
okay.
because you killed them,
Right,
And
right.
you shot through their head. But it makes it a lot easier.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
From there, you can do whatever
So
and
if-
win.
So if Zero Suit has a gun, she stuns him and like shoots him through the head. He like collapses or dies. He's stunned or whatever. Then she goes in with her jet boots. They give her the power for her kick to actually like for her to like jackknife kick his head into the ground.
That sounds pretty
Maybe?
solid to me.
I'm sure. Works for me.
Okay, so Zero Suit.
Yeah.
All right.
We're losing the Lord of Darkness rather early, but get good, man.
Get gun.
That,
Get
that's
gun-
what happens with
get
a gun.
gun.
Get gun.
Be more civilized. All right. All right. We got two newcomers.
Okay.
We got 73
Wow.
Okay.
and 64.
Nintendo.
They're very good.
Very good. From Kill.
So 73 should be easy because, as you remember, I said
Banjo-
Terry was 70. Yeah, you got it.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
What was the other number?
64.
Piranha Plant.
No, it's Inkling.
Oh, duh.
So we got male Inkling because if they had two forms, I did a coin toss on which one. Not
Oh,
like
yeah.
it matters, but it only matters with one, and it ended up not mattering. So it's male Inkling versus Banjo and Kazooie.
Oh, that's hard.
Here's my thought right out the gate. Now you got two heads to smush.
Technically, on both teams, you have two heads to smush.
Oh, Inkling too?
Because Inkling, well, in theory, Inkling's a boy, and then he turns into a squid.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, but if you crack one, you're going to crack
Yeah.
the
Right.
other. with
No,
it.
I was saying, like, no matter how you look at it, they both sort of have two heads. But
True,
you're saying you have to beat Banjo-Kazooie, you have to get the bird and the bear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, if you're getting one, the other one's probably going to get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, I think Banjo and Kazooie would win this one. Just because, like, even though Inkling does have a gun, it's paint. The worst thing it can do is, like,
Yeah.
just, get
Well,
paint
the
all
way
over you.
Inkling's gun works is the more painted you are, the more damage you take.
Right. But, I mean, like, but
Inkling's definitely got the speed, but I think when it comes down to it, just solely based on all the shit they gave Banjo and Kazooie and Smash Brothers, I think they're going to win.
yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I think that we're going to have a tough Banjo-Kazooie's going to be like a top contender.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are, yeah.
All right, Banjo-Kazooie, congratulations. You've won.
Sorry, Inkling.
You've smushed.
You have smushed.
You've
all
made
right.
calamari.
21E
So it's, okay.
and 41.
Pauline, that was funny. You said you've made calamari, and it was funny. I just want you to
Thanks.
know
Oh, I
that.
didn't hear that. Sorry.
I kind of murmured it into the microphone.
So we
Anyway.
got 41
was
and
clever.
21E. So we got an Echo
Echo
Fighter
Fighter.
from Melee, and we've got a tail end of Brawl. Is what we're looking at. And if you'll remember earlier in the back bracket, we did already have number 21 today.
Oh. Frick. Okay. Tail End of Brawl. Mewtwo
Okay.
and
Pauline, stop him. Pauline, stop him. Pauline, stop him. No one saw that. It was so funny though. Chris was about to deep throat the microphone.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. We just had 21
We
earlier
did.
this thing. I'm gonna shoot myself in the head.
Don't do that on my podcast, please, or my bed. Don't do that on my bed or my podcast.
I don't have any weapons on me, so don't worry.
Pauline, you'll lose Super Smush Bros.
Quite literally.
You're gonna be so mad at yourself, Pauline.
I'm going to be very furious at myself. Oh my god. Now I'm just blanking on everybody. Lucina. Oh, thank God.
Yes,
Thank God.
you got it.
Woo!
We got Lucario versus Lucina, two combatants whose
Wow.
names start with L-U-C.
Wow. Oh, that's hard. All right, Lucina's got a sword,
Yes.
but then Lucario has psychic powers.
Yeah.
And can also see into the future, right?
Yeah.
Sort
Am I
of.
making that up?
Not in Smash Brothers. He can't.
Well, who? Then we shouldn't have said that for Shulk either.
But he can
No,
see
he
the
can't.
future.
Oh,
in
can
Shulk.
he?
Yeah, his down
Literally,
B
like-
move does that.
How do you do that?
It just slows down time, but it's him using
Oh,
his
okay.
ability.
And also,
yeah.
like, literally in the cutscene for, like, Ultimate, like, for, World of Light, he literally, like, sees them getting demolished by Gallade.
Yeah. Lucario, no, he can do it in the Lucario movie,
Yeah.
but not on his own. It's
Okay.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he does have like, it's like fighting magic. I don't know what else to call it. He's
Yeah.
got like psychic powers, but they manifest as fighting skills.
Okay.
This is difficult.
He's kind of exactly like Goku.
Yeah.
He's also voiced by the guy who voices Goku.
He's
Oh.
voiced by Sean Schemmel?
Yeah, at
Well-
least in Smash Brothers he is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. This is actually kind of hard.
Oh Jesus. I think Lucario wins. But
Hmm.
I'm leaving this one up to y'all.
yeah.
I
Ooh.
don't know too much.
Sorry. Let's see. I mean, Lucina doesn't know that. Lucina only knows like the future in her timeline, so technically,
Mhm.
like, it wouldn't help her in like a Smash fight or a Smush fight, I should say.
Yeah, thank you.
TM.
We can't.
I guess okay. I guess like if we're
The way I see it, they're both pretty quick. Neither one of them can teleport. Lucario can like sort of do that, but not really. They're both pretty quick. Lucario's got that whole thing where like the more damage he takes, the quicker and stronger he is. But like
right.
that's not really applicable when the whole point of the game is to smush the head. I feel like Lucina does have that sword though. Dang.
Lucina has the reach, I think, to kind of out Lucario just a touch.
Yeah, this one's actually tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Can Lucario's psychic abilities like affect the opponent's mind, or does it just manifest as like chi? In,
Yeah,
like, the
that
blue
one
phase? Okay.
basically. I think he loses just based
I
on
think-
not having a sword.
Yeah, I think like just because of the reach Lucina has, I think he would lose. Cause like if he gets in too close, he gets cut by the sword and gets
Yeah.
his skull gets pierced and destroyed.
All
Yeah.
right. That was number 5. I said we're gonna do 12, but I lied because we've already been going for 20 minutes. So this is the last one.
All right.
We've got 24 versus 31. If it wasn't clear, Lucina won that last round.
Okay.
24 versus 31.
So both brawls,
No, one melee,
one melee.
and one brawl. End of melee, beginning of brawl.
Okay. Falco
Okay.
versus. I never played melee, so this is hard.
Oh.
Pichu. I don't know.
We've
You
got-
really want Pichu.
Oh, I that's the only melee character I like really know is from
Okay.
melee.
No, we've got Mewtwo versus Solid Snake.
Oh, really? Oh, it's another like power type versus like a psychic type.
Yeah, except Solid Snake's got a bunch of projectiles.
Right.
But could Mewtwo theoretically Just smush his head. Well, stop the projectiles and smush his head from where he stands.
'Cause
Oh,
he-
that's
he-
a good point.
He does have disable, so
Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking he throws a projectile, he stops it, but
I mean that too.
right.
That's
but no, you're
defense and
no. Fuck
offense.
what I was gonna say. You brought up a better point. Could
Right.
he just smush his head from far away?
Yeah.
That's a good point. If he could, I don't think Snake could be realistically quick enough to get a smush in edgewise.
yeah. So I think I honestly think Mewtwo would win this one based on like pure psychic ability.
Yeah.
I think we found another contender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the background, looming deep, there is
Tease it. Don't say who it is.
I know.
But tease it.
There is a vacuum just waiting.
Just waiting to emerge from the shadows. And let me tell you,
Dun dun
Chris.
dun 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 dun.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This character that you're alluding to is not up in the first round
Wow.
until the last 5 matches of the first
Wow.
round.
And might I just say, I still won't give any spoilers. but
No.
whoever wins does go undefeated. But he went unchallenged in me and Anthony's demo round
yeah.
of Super.
It was sort of like we got done and we had a talk of like, do you think there will be a DLC character that could be announced
Yeah.
that could beat this character?
And I'm not
Wow.
sure if there has been. Like, I'm worried. And I think if we do the second tournament and the outcome is the same, like assuming he wins this one.
I say we disqualify him for the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, winner of the last one gets disqualified for one, maybe.
That works too.
But if he wins, let's say 3 in a row,
banned for life?
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like definitely, and I don't want to spoil it. I really don't. But it's like hands down, canonically, the most powerful character in Smash Bros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like make an argument for anyone you want. This character
Is a god.
is a god among men, to speak metaphorically and literally.
I mean, also, wow.
No, turn around.
Just look at just unassuming, lurking, looming in the distance. He's like off to, like, you know, where you come into the stadium, he's
Right.
Oh, yeah.
standing there like with a cloak,
Yeah.
and he's just like, yes, good.
And,
And it's like when you're watching the anime, you're like, you don't expect, you're like, oh, that character's the one they never said was in the bracket, but he's here now. All right. And with that was it. Hope you didn't want a normal podcast because you're not getting one.
yeah.
Next week,
At least not tonight.
At least not tonight. No, next week.
go
for
watch
sure.
the skit.
Go watch the skit.
It was funny.
It was
And
fun.
I promise.
the video essay on Sunday is great. It's the
Yes.
Emery
Oh
one
my
we've been talking about.
Yeah, if there's one thing we have to say, watch that. Watch Sunday's video.
Yes, please.
It's one of
gonna
my
be,
favorite videos we've done on this channel.
and we didn't even do it.
We didn't even do it. It's the first episode of the first ever non-Thunder, non-Lightning series
Yeah.
on this channel.
Neither one of us are in it, so I hope people still watch it. I think they will. I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
they
Yeah,
should.
they
It's very
should.
good. But
I mean, we don't have to announce that we're not in it. You know?
You guys produced it.
we did
Oh,
produce
yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a Thunder Lightning production.
We allowed this a-hole to have a show.
No, hey, be nice.
He wouldn't exist without us.
All right. I think he would.
Oh my
But
I also think you would.
that being said,
Considering the fact he also beat you guys at Almost Fancy.
he did.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was very good and almost fancy.
He was.
He knew it. The problem. He didn't knew. He knew what My Hero Academia was.
Yeah, we
was
didn't
the
know he was
issue.
a dork like us.
So he was a weeb. No, that was mean. All right. I've been trying to end the podcast for 3.5 minutes.
And I'm Lightning.
And
And I'm Monsoon.
we'll see you next time.
I like to live life.